Hello everyone, it's Jacky from Pretty Paper Crafts. I think I might be a day late, I might not be, I can't remember. But this is quite an intense make, but it really is worth it. But I would say probably newbies, they might struggle. But I will try to make everything as clear as possible. Now, I first saw this on Pinterest. Somebody called Melissa Divelbiss. Now, she had this, it's a train, I'll show you in a moment. She had this on display, but there was so many inquiries asking her, did she have a video? And she just kept saying, no, sorry, no, sorry. And they said, are you going to make one? And she said, no. So I actually asked her if I could have permission to make it. And she said yes, and I said I will give her full credit, which I am doing. So I'm going to do this in 2 or 3 shorter videos around about the 10 minutes. I just think it's better in the smaller ones, but they will all be loaded at exactly the same time. So this is basically a train set. This one is for a baby girl. I've done a baby boy and a couple of others, which I will show you at the end. But this one explains really what it's all about. There's the front. There's the front end. Next comes this one, which is, I'll try and do it without, do with something underneath that. Let's see if I can put that underneath there and that underneath there. I'll try and do it like that. And this is the third one. So on this one, what I've done is I've put chocolates in the back one. I've put little baby booties and mittens and a little hat in the second one. And then in the first one, I've left it empty. Perhaps you could put some flowers in a plastic bag so it didn't leak onto it for the mum. Now this is the card side of it. So I will show you. And you write or put your greeting in there. It's attached to the box. Now you'll see on the others that I've done variations. I used this one because it was a die, but you don't need to. And you'll see on the others that you don't actually need a die to do it. You can just do an ordinary standard rectangle card. But I just done that because I liked it. And it meant on the girl and the boy one, I could just pretty it up a little bit and put their greeting in there and tied it with a ribbon. So let me just tie this back up. There will be some better photos than what I'm showing you here on my Facebook group. I will take quite a few later and post them on there, but it's difficult posting them on here. Anyway, that's what we're going to be making. I'm going to move this aside and put it on here because I might have to refer to it at some time during the video. Now the first one we're going to be making, box 3. Now box 3 is the main one, the train engine one, but that's where we're going to start. Now materials you're going to need for the card are card, pattern paper if you want it, glue, dies or smaller circles, something you can draw around, a little glue pot or something, a cup even. You just want some different size things for your wheels, but I will go through that in a moment with you. So this is the base. Now we've got a base, and on this particular one we've actually got a base and 2 tops. So this is the base, this is the basic box. So just make sure you can see that so you can screenshot it. Yep, you can. Right, this one is 15 1/4 by 5 1/4. It's box number 3. I've numbered it just so that I don't get confused. and it is the base of box number 3. You score it at 6.5, 7.25, 13.75, 14.5, and that's the length. Yeah, that's the length, 15.25 divvy. And you score it at 3/4 of an inch, 4.5. And then when you've folded them all and you've done that, you then need to just trim all these. You just need to trim up, like cut a little V shape out of all of those joints. Not the ones going that way, but the ones going that way. And then that folds over, glued together, and here's your base of box number 3. That's quite simple, really. That didn't seem too elaborate, but it is. Now the next one is going to be the taller. This one, this taller box. So I don't think I've shown you it all the way around. This one, it's hollow at the top. You can put something in it if you want. That's the back. So let's put that there because we'll refer to that again in a minute. I've gone through the card because I've used it on that taller piece. Now on this one, let me take this off because I put that on there so I wouldn't lose it. You're going to need a 5.5 piece by 11 inch. Now most A4 card is 11 inch, but when it comes to the bigger ones, the next sizes, and you're using standard card, you might have to join 2 pieces together. I've got A3 paper card, excuse me, so it doesn't affect me, but I've got awful hay fever. A second. Excuse me. Yeah, so you might have to join the 2 pieces. Most people would, because they wouldn't have A3. It's just because I buy lots of A3. It's a better way of buying it. So this 5.5 by 11, you score at 1/2 inch. I'll leave it there so you can screenshot it again. 1/2 inch, 2.75, 5.75, and 8 inches. And then you turn it round and you score it at 1/2 inch and 5 inch. And this is what you are left with. Now you score it all just folds together like that. The top, the 1/2 inch one, just gets glued inside like that before you glue the bottom. Now the bottom piece you're not going to glue inside, you're going to just fold it over, glue the corners, and then you're going to put a bottom piece on. Now this bottom piece is 3 by 2.25 inches, and then you would just put that on the bottom, either inside the box or outside the box. And that then is your taller piece, like that. Let me just put a bit of sellotape on there just to hold it in place. There you go, like that. That's your taller piece. So we've got that one. Let's put that one there. And then this other piece, which is this one. It's easier than you think, actually. It might seem a bit daunting, but it isn't. Again, you will cut all the V's out. Now this one is 10.5 by 5.5. And this is scored at every 1.5 inches right across. Now the difference on this one is you're going to cut these little V's, but on this one you're going to cut that complete corner off, top and bottom. And that is because this one is going to go inside the end piece, so there is an overlap. It's just right, so there's 6 1.5 inches. Perfect amount to go on here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it sits on the side there like that. Yeah. Now, if you want to screenshot that, then fire away. Now, what I've done with the the end pieces. No handcrafted things are perfect anyway. But when you make these and you put it together, everybody's scoreboard is different. So some of the little score lines are thinner than the others. So to get to these, I actually just drew around the top. I put this together and then I stood it like that and I drew around the top. And you need one or two of them. Either one if you want to put one on the end, which I did, because this where they all overlap is a bit bulky, so I put one of these on the end just so it sticks in there good. And so I done two, one for each size. So this is to your own requirements. You could make one of these that was an octagon shape, so you had 8, and you could do them smaller. But I quite like the 6. Melissa actually had the 6 on hers, and it's nice. So that's that one. That's your main pieces you want there. I'll just run through the wheels with you. I'll just show you how I decorated this. I'll do the wheels in a second. Just done some of them. I've done the mirror card. Others like this. I've just done the patterned paper. It's quite effective, the white with the patterned paper anyway. It's your preference whether you want to then put some inside. I personally didn't line them. I put a greeting on the bottom, but they can write in the card. So again, just cut the edge pieces, do your mats and layers, and these are just little greetings and things that I had. I put a tiny bit of foam on the back just to make them stand out, and then I used some gems to decorate them. I will give you a final show of those. Now on the wheels, I'm going to just move this a minute, just before I finish this first one. I'm just going to run through the wheels with you. Now the largest size wheel, the standard one, you need 14 of these and 2 larger ones. Now the 14 ones, the outside size is 1 3/4, and then as many layers as you can get, dies that you can get. I've got an assortment of dies. These are really effective because you can put them in the back layer and you can put some dark color. They're quite effective. So and you just keep going however many layers you want down, just get smaller and smaller. They are really effective. They're just nice. And then your 2 larger ones, they start at 2 1/8. You've basically got 2 more layers. So build this the same, but have your 2 extra layers at the outside. So you want a white one and a pattern one, and then basically put one of those inside there. Or mine are slightly different. Doesn't matter if they're slightly different or not. You don't have to have a circle. You can have, if you've got a stamp, a punch, not a stamp, that does different shapes. You can just, this was a sunshine and I used this. That looks quite nice on there. I alternated them between the white and the pattern. But that's what you need. You need 14 smaller ones and 2 of the large ones for each one. It seems a lot, but once you get going on them, it's not. So that's the end of the first video. I'm just going to pack this away and bring out the second one, because otherwise I'm just going to get confused, which happens quite a lot. So I'll catch you all in a moment. Bye bye.